interacted with most of the job seekers. I've been able as well to carry out recruitment. I've been able as well to interview people, and so this topic was so intentional on some of the mistakes. I chose as a very basic topic, and I know some of you are wondering why it's been. This is a topic that we need to talk about, and this is the topic that will help you now break into the next level or into the next career that you want to get into. So my name is Walemba J. I'm the CEO and founder of JCVs. And as Kyle has talked about what JCVs does, I'm the man behind that company. So at JCVs, we just basically help job seekers realize what they didn't know, and then help them.
Sorry, you're muted.
Thank you. You muted all participants.
Yeah.
So what we'll be talking about today is very basic, and I want you to be very, as Kyla said, I want this session to be very interactive because I want to give you tips on how you can be able to get into the next level, how you can be able to avoid getting into stress, because I know most of us get into stress and we start blaming HRs, me being one of them. And in real sense, the HR are the best people that you can ever work with or ever interact with. So for me, I'm starting to share my screen right away. So that is Jay, what I do. Now, the topic for today, as you all know, is applying for the right job and enhancing your career growth. So we'll be handling 8 areas. The first one is just talking about introduction. The second, we'll be talking about understanding your career goals. The other one is talking about finding and targeting the right job. This is very key. Crafting an outstanding application, tracking your job applications, acing the interview, enhancing your career, and your career toolkit. So all the 8 areas we'll be able to go through one by one. Being our last topic today, I'll be giving you enough time so that you can be able to ask enough questions and I'll be able to respond to those questions that I'm able to respond to, and then guide as necessary on how better to be able to position yourself through the job market. What you need to understand that why is this topic essential? We need to understand why is this topic essential. And most people apply for jobs, and I've even had situations where you're talking about someone with 5 years experience, you're talking about someone with experience maybe in a manufacturing industry, but someone still in the service industry or someone with no experience will still apply. So this is why the modern market is more competitive than ever, and that is something that you all know because for those, if you apply for jobs and you don't get feedback, most cases you're applying for jobs during the last time rush. You're waiting for the deadline and then want to apply for that job. So over 250 applications are submitted for a single corporate job opening. This is now within even an hour, especially the entry level and mid-level jobs. Over 250 applications are done per hour. And then 75% of resumes are rejected by the applicant tracking system before even reaching a human recruiter. And when you talk about 75% of the CVs, we mean that, one thing about job search is that anytime you want to apply for this job, you should be able to tailor your CV to be able to fit the specific job. If your CV doesn't fit that specific job, even if it means that it's scoring below 80% the ATS system, then it means that you'll not be considered for the next level of recruitment. So that's now where now the 25% that have passed the ATS system will go to the human recruiter. Now this human recruiter will be able to schedule interviews and plan on how they can be able to, he or she can be able to meet you and interview. So make sure your CV is able to go through the ATS system. Now, the other people, many professionals struggle because they lack clarity about their career goals. Some of us apply for jobs because we want to feed our families. Some of us apply for jobs because we just want to earn a living, not knowing, not having clear goals on where you want to go in the next 2 to 3 years. So when you apply for a job, you should be able to ask yourself, how will this job impact my career plan? How will this job impact my finances? How will this job impact my professional development? Those are the questions you need to be asking yourself before you make any application for a job. So knowledge of how to position themselves in the right opportunities is what lacks as well. Then strategies for long-term career development. We all want to grow in our careers, and I've seen people that have been stagnant in a career for more than 10 years. I've seen people that have been able to grow within 5 years, and they're in the managerial level, they're in the executive level. So it all depends on your career and how you can be able to plan yourself to achieve these goals that you set. Sorry. Then understanding your career goals, that was number one. So tools for career goal setting. So number one, what you need to do is what you call now doing a SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis basically stands for the strengths, the weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So what do you excel at? What are your strengths? What are your key strengths before you apply for this position, or before you you apply for the position and set your career goals? What are your key strengths? If you have any opportunity that you want to apply for and you realize that you don't have any strength in that opportunity, make that step. And by making that step, I mean that now you need to start planning for that opportunity. For example, you've seen you want to work with in the NGO world, you want to work with the UN, you want to work with the IRC, you want to work with the KI, you want to work with the NRC, Danish Aid. Now, when you look at most of the adverts, you need to start looking at the adverts. What are they advertising? If they advertise for a position as a finance assistant, what are the qualifications that they're looking for? Now, once you understand the qualifications that they're looking for, and it's a qualification that do not have, now you need to start planning on how you can be able to get that qualification, so that now the S in the SWOT now can at least feature something in that advert. What are your weaknesses? Where do you need to improve? So now, once you identify the weaknesses, you can be able now to improve, and then they become the strengths for you to help you achieve that. Then what trends or opportunities, what trends or industries are growing? Now, we've seen just the other day we saw an organization that we saw the first hotel to have a robot, the waitress, I think the waiter or waitress. Now, when you look at such trends in the job market, what do you realize? What do you need to do? If you are, for example, if you are a waiter, do you need to wait until that time when you lose your job? No, you start now. You need to start looking at what are other opportunities. You want start thinking outside the box, understand the trends that are in the industry, and be able to be so adaptable, so that to an extent that you can be able to get to another role in case such things happen. Then what challenges might you face? What are the threats? Most of us now have issues about technology. Technology is the biggest threat to the current job market, because you feel that by the time you're settling in your career, maybe technology will have taken over and you might you might end up being redundant. So you need to be so intentional on on our careers, especially because with technology, we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. And adaptability is key for us to be able to ensure that we stand tall in the market. Now, the other tools that can help you identify your career goals are online tools for self-assessment. We have the career tests, the MBTI, the Strengths Finder. Then we have the skills audit templates. Then there are other institutes, organizations that offer as well a detailed analysis of your strengths, your weaknesses, and how you need to be able to improve them. Then the number 3 part is finding and targeting the right job. Now, what does the right job mean? The right job basically means that it matches your skills and passion. Now, there's a saying that you can always do well in a job that you are passionate about. If a job that you're doing, you don't like the job that you're doing, you will not be able to deliver to the maximum. So you're only going there for money. And when you go to work for money, it means that your goals are not aligned to what you're doing. Number 2, it means that the right job means that you're aligning that job to your career goals, to your long-term career goals. Number 3, the job should be able to support your values. What do you stand for as an individual? Is the job that you're doing supporting that? So ask yourself, what am I good at? What do I enjoy doing? And where do I want to be in 5 to 10 years? For most of you that have been to interviews, this is a common question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? The recruiter is just trying to understand that are you aligning your roles? Are you aligning your goals? And are you aligning? Is the job that you're going for aligning with your career long-term goals? And if it is aligning, how does that affect the organization? So that's what the recruiter wants to know about that. Then finding your perfect match. Now, research job titles, description, and requirements. Now, if you want to apply for a specific position, it's something that you need to plan for. I know most of us, we are working as admin assistants, we are working as salespersons, we are working as account assistants, we are working as customer service professionals. Most of us, research has it that 90% of professionals are in the wrong careers, the careers that they didn't basically study for. So they end up now finding it hard to be able to cope within the industry. So research the job titles for the positions that you want to apply for. Look at the job description for those positions. There are several tools online. When you go to, I always believe that when you go on Google and search for a specific title that you want to go for, maybe an admin assistant position, search admin assistant jobs in Kenya. When you search admin assistant jobs in Kenya, and then look at 10 different JDs, you might find that there are 1 or 2 things that are aligning or that are similar on those JDs. Make sure that you capture those things that are similar from the different JDs. Those are what now most recruiters are looking at. Then evaluate the potential employers. For you to be able to understand that you align with the mission and vision of an organization, you need to review the mission of that organization, the values, and the overall operation. And there's enough resources online that can help you understand what the organization is about, what they do, what has been their financial history in terms of profit or losses, who has been their leaders, who has been the executive management, and all that. That information is available online. So look at that organization, look at its history, and see how it matches to your goals as well, and even values. Check the employee feedback for insights on work-related life balance and leadership support. I've had several people call me asking me about organizations, and I tell them that organization is okay, that organization is not okay, because I've had that through online platforms and even through Glassdoor. You can be able to get feedback of how an organization operates and if it's a perfect fit for you or not a perfect fit. Evaluate potential employers as well. Focus on those whose goals and values relate with your aspirations. That is something that we all need to ensure that before you get into an organization, they at least the values at least resonate, and you can easily fit into that organization. Factors to consider when applying for a job. Now, when you go to interviews, in most cases you'll be asked, why are you leaving your previous organization? And another question that will be asked is about why do you want to join us? It might have a similar answer, but sometimes it might have different answers. Why do you want to join us is more about the company that you're going to work for. Why do you want to leave is an individual decision, maybe based on the previous organization that you worked for, or maybe based on your personal values and opportunities for growth. Now, opportunities for growth is the number one factor that we need to consider when applying for an opportunity. Does the role allow you to take on challenges and grow your skills? If it does, then that is the right thing to do. Are there chances of promotion or leadership roles? The other day, I was talking to one of a job seeker that was asking me that I'm an accountant and I'm being given a job as a branch manager for a certain organization. Now, the first thing I asked that person, are there opportunities for growth? What are your goals as an individual? If your goals align with that, then go for it. But if they don't, then don't go for it. Number two factor you need to consider is the organizational culture. What is the culture of this organization? Is the company supportive? Is it inclusive? And is it team oriented? Does it have the kind of work environment that you enjoy? I know most of you will be asking me how they can be able to know if this company, how they can be able to know organizational culture before they get into the organization. I'll be responding to that as well because I know it's an unexpected question. Number three factor is professional growth. Will you get chances to learn new skills on work or work on interested projects? Are those opportunities for training or attending workshops there? Then alignment with core values or aspirations. Does this job move you closer to your long-term career goals? We all have career goals. And I know the biggest mistake that we make is that we apply for jobs or we move from one organization to another before even considering these factors. Is the company's mission work aligned with what you deeply care about? So make sure that all these four factors are key when you are planning to move. Now, how can you be able to craft an outstanding application? As I've told you that I've been in the recruitment industry for the last 6 years, and what happens is that when you're doing the recruitment, you tend to find that if you post a mid-level or entry-level position, well, when I'm talking about mid-level, I'm talking about maybe a supervisor role. I'm talking about an accounts assistant. I'm talking about sales officer. I'm talking about HR officer. Now, such roles and entry-level positions as HR assistant, accounts assistant. When you advertise for these positions, as JCVs, we run our WhatsApp platform, WhatsApp channel that has over 11,000 people. I think we are about 10 people to get to 12,000. We also run groups that WhatsApp groups, 14 of them. And we have several following on our pages and the individual timelines on LinkedIn. So once we start now, once you start doing this application, several of you are applying for the same position. You are competing. Several of you are competing for the same position. And for you to be able to make sure that you get a chance, you must build a strong application. For your application to be outstanding, there are several things that you need to do. Number one thing you need to do, you need to build a strong resume. Customize by tailoring your resume to each job you apply using relevant keywords. Now, nowadays you have several tools online. Just go online and then if it's the advert, you check for keywords from the advert, then you can be able to customize it in your resume. Then format, keep it clean, concise, and easy to read, 1 to 2 pages, especially for entry and mid-level. Your CV should not be more than 2 pages. And if it has to, it should not go beyond 3 pages. So 3 pages is maximum. Then quantify, highlight achievements with numbers, increase sale by this and this. Now, I tend to believe that once you are past the internship stage, you should be able now to start having some achievements on your profile. Talk about having had this impact. Talk about having implemented maybe assist him and talk about what percentage did it impact in the organization. So quantify those specific achievements. Then action verbs. Action words. Sorry, use strong words like achieved, led, developed, implemented to be able to attract that potential employer. Number 2, write a powerful cover letter. Now, a cover letter and a CV are the key documents that you send even before now the recruiter can see you. And once you send those documents, the recruiter can be enticed and make a decision to just invite you for a conversation. We call it a conversation because you are the person that should determine whether it's a conversation or an interview. But in most cases, we want job seekers to make it a conversation and not an interview. Then personalize the company and role. Explain why you're a good fit for that role. Show enthusiasm. Highlight your admiration for the company. Especially if you're applying in the NGO world, talk about what the company does, what motivates you to join that company. What is the company doing that is motivating you? Or what is the company doing that aligns with your values? Then keep it concise, limited to 3 to 4 paragraphs and 1 page. Then number 3, optimize your LinkedIn profile. Now, this is your online presence. For those that are on LinkedIn, I know most of us are on LinkedIn. Some of us joined LinkedIn because someone told us to join, and we even don't have our profile photos on that profiles. So someone told us to join LinkedIn, and they didn't tell us what we need to do on LinkedIn. Now, when you're on LinkedIn, you need to make sure that your profile is very professional, very outstanding, because some of the jobs that you see on LinkedIn have been highlighted as easy apply. Easy apply jobs basically mean that you are using your profile to apply for that position. And you can only use your profile to apply for a position if your profile is completely done, including having clear headings, headlines, having clear skills that are based on that position that you're applying for, and some of the achievements that need to reflect to that job that you're applying for. So make sure you have a professional photo and headline. Use clear, professional, strong headline. Add keywords. Include relevant keywords in your summary, e.g. marketing professional, CEO, especially for those people that are now in that industry. So that any person now, a headhunter coming on your profile or look who is searching, once they type this, it can your profile can pop out easily. Then request for recommendations from colleagues or mentors and for endorsements. Now, recommendation is something that you just request on LinkedIn, and someone can write to you based on how you are related. If it was a business engagement, whether it was a professional engagement, all those, someone can recommend you based on what product you're offering and how they can how they felt while interacting you in getting those specific products. Then this is where now most of us fail. Most of us, especially for those jobs that come in as referrals, in most cases we find that someone calls me and tells me, Jay, I want someone that I'm looking for an accounts assistant. Then I'll tell a few friends that anyone who is looking for this job, if you had a discussion with someone and someone told me that they're looking for this job for an accounts assistant role, I'll refer them. And once you refer these people, now it becomes a nightmare on your side because you are only an intermediary between the job seeker and the person looking for the job, the employer. Now, you will be the person that will be carrying the burden of the employer at this point. After every 2-3 days, kazi imefikia wapi, hii role ilifikia wapi, until now it becomes like now you just harassing this person who innocently referred you and they have no impact the other side. Now, applying for multiple job positions can sometimes become a bit overwhelming, leading to a sense of confusion. I've had several people call me and ask me that company ABC has called me. Are you the one who shared this position? If you're just a job seeker, you can't remember the job that you applied for, and maybe you're an accountant. I'm posting more than 100 jobs a day at different professions. How can I remember on your behalf? Then consider using a spreadsheet to help you stay aware of all potential opportunities and make informed decisions. The same way we need to have track our applications is the same way now we need to track to have a book where now we are writing all our interview questions and the answers that we feel that have been asked in the previous interview, so that any question, similar question coming up in the next interview, should not be tough for you. You should just handle it with ease, and that is how you can normalize and become start making interviews a conversation and not an interrogation. Sorry. Here is why staying organized can make a difference. So keep a record to avoid confusion and easily assess all job details in one place. Number two, knowing when you applied perfectly lets you time applied follow-up, showing persistence and not pushiness. And what most of us do is the second. When a recruiter reaches out, you'll have all the info ready. That is, now you have the tailored responses to be able to respond to that recruiter. You get called for an interview, and then maybe the recruiter does not communicate well clearly to you. Because you're a job seeker, you feel that you don't have a right to know what the recruiter wanted to tell you or what she was saying. You don't call back, and then you call Jay to give you that information. Then smoother interview preparation. Once you identify you keep clear records, it's so easy for you to prepare for an interview, because now you know the position that you're going for, you know the organization, and you can be able to do background checks and prepare adequately. Some of us even lose the CVs that we applied using for specific positions. Then spot trends in your job search, see which roles move faster forward, and adjust your strategy for better results. And once you have applied for a position and it's 2-3 months gone, forget about it and move forward. So now this is a spreadsheet just to help you track your job application. So the company you applied for, you applied to the position that you applied for, and then the platform which you applied, and date applied, follow-up 1, follow-up 2, then status. So if you applied for company A as a marketing executive, which platform did you get the advert? If you got the advert from WhatsApp group, right there, WhatsApp group. If you got the advert from Telegram, right there, Telegram. The date applied 28th November 2024. Then the first follow-up. How soon can you do follow-up? Maybe after the deadline, you give them 2 weeks, then you can make follow-up. Company B, the same. So this is a spreadsheet that I expect every job seeker to have. Once you apply for a position, you can easily track your applications in a structured way. Then acing the interview. So number one thing you need to do before you go for an interview, you need to search about the company and the role. And for me, I always believe that an interview is partly you've been given a leakage of what the discussion will be about. Because now you have the JD for that position, and you should be very sure that the JD, you can only get questions from the JD. Then prepare for common interview questions. There are those questions that we call them the general questions. Those questions are questions that will always come in an interview. Talking about, tell us about yourself, questions talking about why they should hire you, question talking about where you see yourself in 5 years. Those are questions that are repetitive. So make sure you have enough information about such questions, prepare for them. Then number 3, you need to dress appropriately. Before even if you've looked at the company culture, where you see now people are putting on jeans and shirts even on a Monday or Wednesday, regardless of the day, make sure that the first impression should always matter. So dress in a suit if you have one, or dress just appropriately and official on the first day before you get into the organization, and then be consumed by the culture there. Then bring copy of relevant documents. Whether you've been asked for to bring your copies of certificates, copies of CV, always make sure that you carry them. It does not burden you to have those copies. Make sure that you have them. And don't go asking the recruiter to print the copies for you. Then arrive early, at least 30 minutes early. so that now you can have enough time to look around, and if there's anything that you can learn at that point of waiting, you can learn it freely. Then enhancing your career. How do you enhance your career? How do you enhance your career? Continuous learning is number one. And for continuous learning, we have several tools online. And some of the courses are even recognized in Kenya. When you look at Allison, has several tools. Any course that you want to undertake, you go to Allison, it will ask you what do you want to study today. You type there what you want to study, and then you can start learning. We have Coursera, we have Udemy here in Kenya, we have many other platforms that offer. Brighter Mondays as well started offering these courses. Corporate staffing as well, they're offering these courses. So make sure that you are able to at least take a course through your career planning. We talked about career planning. Once you have your clear career goals, and then once you have clear career goals, you need to be able to ensure that at least you upskill once in a while. Take an extra course and be very marketable within the industry. Attend workshops and earn certificates. For me, I believe that attending workshops is a way that you learn something different from different organization, how they do it, and you can be able to change ideas and improve on your performance. And in that sense, you'll be enhancing your career. Then excel at work. How many of us go to work because we have to feed our family? You can just type in the chat box. How many enjoy what they are doing now? How many are enjoying what they are doing now? The work that you're doing now. So number one, you need to be proactive. For you to excel at work, you need to be proactive and seek feedback. Ask your supervisor how your performance has been within this a certain period. If there are new projects that you've been working on, how did you perform? And volunteer for stretch assignments or leadership roles. For me, I always tell my team that never ever say no to a leadership role, whether it means volunteering or just being appointed in that role. Always take up the role. Leadership roles will take you to places that being an ordinary person will have never taken you. Then build a strong network. Join professional association, LinkedIn groups, or even WhatsApp groups. And in the WhatsApp groups, some of us have joined WhatsApp groups and we have never spoken for 5 years. You are just a follower, a silent follower. How will people know you? How will you create a brand? Attend conferences and networking events. For me, what networking has done to me as Jay is something that I cannot even talk about in 2 days. I think I can only be able to talk about it in over a week. So personal branding, share insights through LinkedIn posts or blogs. Now we talk about us having a personal brand. I want to challenge Skylar. I will want some people to respond in the inbox as well. I've seen someone is not enjoying what they're currently doing. They're going there because of just being able to feed their families. Skylar, I want you to ask a question. I want you to read, to go through some of the answers. I want those people who have a similar profile picture for their WhatsApp, for their LinkedIn, TikTok, if you're on TikTok, IG, X, and Facebook. If you have any of us in the room, if you have a similar photo for all your social media platforms, you can just say it in the chat box as well. Now, your career toolkit. There are several toolkits that I've shared here. Drop your resume, salary checker. We have salary checker is a tool online. ATS resume checker. When you want to apply for a position and you want to customize your CV, you can Google for ATS resume checker. It will help you do this. Then letter generator is as well is online. It can help you do this. Job matcher will help you match your CV and the job. So you should be able to do that. Then we have the popular jobs search platforms. We have LinkedIn, we have Brighter Monday, we have My Job Mark, where now they post jobs on daily basis, and you can be able to view that. Then thank you so much. Remember that your success depends not just on how you know what you know, but on how you position yourself and whom you know. Thank you so much. That has been my presentation. I'll be here to respond to your questions.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. And also having, really listened to what we've been talking about, applying for the right job. How many of us feel like they're in the right job currently? Do you feel like the position you're in is right for you, or, right for you situationally because of the situation that you're in? I did see somebody say they're not happy. I've seen somebody else say that they are enjoying what they're doing. And it's okay to also enjoy what you're doing. And so that's something to think about. How sure are you that the job you're currently in is the right job for you? Ask yourself that. And we do have question, we have comments. There's a question asking, why is a vision board important for job seekers as we head to 2025?
Yes, sorry. Why?
Why is a vision board important for job seekers as we head into 2025?
Now, it's important because now the vision board will help you understand your goals. Now, apart from even career goals, anything that you're doing in life, you'll want a goal. You'll set a goal and be able to achieve that goal. So the vision board is just now used as your KPI to help you now uh, monitor your progress and also now see where you want to go. Yes, as vision board will help you guide you in terms of monitoring your progress and then seeing where you want to go. So when you have a vision board, it means that now that is where you want to go and what do you need to do to get there. So you need to be able to now to develop the small short-term goals that can help you, short-term goals that can help you meet the long-term goal. So the vision board is just a guide for you to be able to know where you want to go.
Yeah, and I think even personally, when you have vision boards of what you're looking to achieve, maybe this year, this month, you want a new car, you want, even if it's tangible things or it's something career-wise. Now, Dan Alwende has mentioned that currently they are in self-employment and now they desire to go back into employment. How do they handle this transition?
Now, when you're in self-employment, in most cases, 90% of those people that are self-employed, not many people get into in line with their career. I'm an accountant, but I start selling clothes. I'm a HR person. I start doing cheapo. Now, what happens is this: for you to be able to go in your career, you should have a plan, and the plan you should have is that as you plan to go, you don't just stop today and get into a career. You can't do that. As you plan to transition back to your career, what you need to do, you need to have a clear plan, and the clear plan should be that now you should start by either upskilling because you've been out of the market for some time. You should start by upskilling, get a new skill in your area, look at the trends in the industry. Like for example, HR, you've seen that in most cases they're talking about now. When you look at most adverts, especially you want to apply for any advert with the UN, you'll see that they're talking about data analytics. So that's a course that you need to consider. if you're going in that industry. So ensure that you go for data analytics course. If it means now volunteering for you to be able to get some of the skills that can help you get back to your career, do it. Gain those skills so that now you can as well work on the gap. As much as you are self-employed, you are doing something that is can help you now build skills in your area. And once you build those skills, now you can be able to get back to the market and become competitive. So gain an extra skill and then be willing to volunteer so that you can gain those skills and then upskilling.
Thank you. I think also, Mugesi, we've answered your question because his question was on how can job seekers stand out even in the coming year. So maybe you can add a few pointers on how they can stand out.
Now, for job seekers to stand out in the new year is that one thing they need to do is that you need to be very intentional with what you want to do. As I've said from the start, is that the job market currently is very, very competitive, and being very competitive, you need to be unique. So number one thing they need to do, they need to have mentors. Mentors just to support them in terms of helping them realize their goals, work on their goals, and then as they set these goals, are they making them achievable? So that is one thing. The other thing they need to do, they need to be intentional with networking. As I've always said, that 70% of the jobs are never posted. 70% of the jobs are where now you tell me that Skylar so and so. For example, in your case, someone linked you to me. It's not something that you applied for. Is that true, Skylar?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So 70% of the jobs are never posted. So be intentional about networking. And when you network, when you go into a networking event as well, be very intentional. Tell people that you're looking for a job and talk to them about your skills. And once you exchange contacts, make sure that you do reminders that are very professional. You don't chat someone on daily basis, reminding them about the job, but you need to just tell them that, hi, so and so, this is Skylar, or this is Walemba. We met at this event, and I'm still looking for a job in this field. So that reminder is something good because this person will not forget you. And the other thing that job seekers need to do, you need to upskill. Look at the trends in the industry, then make sure that you are upskilling. You are adaptable to the changing market. Those three are the key strategies that can help you stand out in 2025.
Yeah, thank you. I can see, Dan, yes, you're on the right track. Yeah, you're upskilling. So I can see. And Laban is saying he's an accountant by profession. Yes, as Mr. CEO here has talked about networking. Networking can really help with that. You can network in these events as mentioned. At GCVs, we're also having an event quite soon, I might add, in a week, our anniversary. You can join us. You never know it can happen. You never know it can happen. And we have a question on how do you explain career gaps from Elizabeth? How do you explain career gaps?
Now, there are various reasons for career gaps, and not any employer will want you to see that you are at home for 3 years without working. It's very practical that if you're someone that uses a laptop and you stay for 3 months without touching it, or definitely after the 3 months you'll have difficulties in navigating. So career gaps is something that, as much as you are on a career gap, were you doing anything that was useful for you in your career? For career gaps, we talked about enhancing your career. There are several online platforms that you can get courses from. We have Allison, we have Coursera, we have Udemy. Sign up those tools and then be able to take a course that relates to a career, so that by the time, because you are out maybe due to maternity, or maybe you have a patient during this time, once you get a free time, you can be able to do one or two things that relate to a career. That one helps recruiters understand that this person was doing something useful for himself or herself that can still help them succeed in their career.
Very well said. Now, Irene says that she's been really going for the interviews and she's been getting positive feedback on how well she responded to the questions, but at the same time, she receives a regret to I regret to inform you letter. So what could be the problem?
Now, um, I think the problem might be that you don't do enough research about the organization. Now, sometimes during an interview, the interviews that once you make the interview a conversation, it becomes so easy, and sometimes you might misunderstand the interviewer. You might see them nodding, and maybe there's someone that has done better than you. But another thing you need to do, I've talked about research because you might be overquoting in terms of salary, and some recruiters might not tell you that. Once you overquote, and maybe they ask you if you can consider maybe something lower, you are firm on your because you know your value. Sometimes it might be a reason why you don't get the feedback. The other thing is might be that there are people that might come in and do better than you. Always remember that, because in an interview, there are several of you. You are not the only one. So there are people that might come in and do better than you. Then the other thing, number three thing that you need to do, you need to once you get this regret, do a follow up email as well, and ask the recruiter where did you go wrong. Out of 10 recruiters, at least 2 or 3 people will respond and tell you that this is where you went wrong. You need to work on this and this. So it becomes that feedback is very important for you.
Thank you for that. And I can see Muges is asking about the strategies on transitioning from one career to another.
Now, for transition, what needs to happen is that you need to understand why you want to transition. So number one is the reason. What is the objective of you transitioning? Once you have a clear objective of why you want to transition, maybe from HR to accounting or from accounting to HR or teaching to HR. Once you realize that, that I want to transition from teaching to HR, the first thing you need to do, the easiest thing to do is that you look at the trends in HR currently. Look at the adverts in HR. I want to start working as a human resource assistant or human resource manager. Look at the adverts for human resource manager. What are they looking at? In terms of academics, in terms of experience, what are they looking at? If you are still teaching and now your goal is that you want to go the HR direction, what you need to do, you need to start by upskilling. Get a course in, maybe you had an undergrad in HR, in teaching. You can go for a master's in HR. And as you go for these masters, if you are a teacher, during maybe closing, you can still now start volunteering or start going for internship so that you gain the skills. So prepare yourself because, as you said, that the job market is so competitive, and not any job that will have even the CEO position or even the PS position. If you advertise for that position, in 2 hours you'll have more than 100 applications. So for you to stand out, if you're applying for a HR manager without experience, and someone has experience of over 20 years, what will deny him that opportunity? So make sure you have the skills necessary for you to be able to get there, and be willing to volunteer so that you gain the skills in that specific role. And you need to start it in time so that now, if it means upskilling, you go to school and upskill. If it means volunteering, you are dedicating your time to do that. Get a mentor as well. Get a mentor in that area that can now help you transition smoothly.
Now, there's a question on you've applied, and why you've applied, they're telling you that you're overqualified now, and it has happened more often than not. What do you do? How do you package yourself if that's the feedback you're always getting?
Now, I want to understand, is it overqualified in terms of experience, or is it overqualified in terms of academics? Now, if it is in terms of academics, there are some roles that are asking for a degree or maybe a diploma, and you have a degree, you have a diploma and maybe a degree. Now, there are reasons why organizations ask for that. And the one reason is that it's because of the pay. The remuneration for that position is the reason that they are insisting on someone with a diploma, because they know maybe they pay lower than what someone with a degree might ask for. So that is now the one way of telling you that you are overqualified. The second one is that for you to be overqualified, they are looking for, it's an entry-level position. And then when you're responding to the interview questions, they feel that this person, this position is lower in terms of it will not be able to help you grow your career. The position as well will not, the remuneration also might be an issue. And once now the recruiter realizes that, because now, the recruiter are internal people in most cases, they understand how that position is and what the plan they have in the organization. So they might know that this position, you might not be as beyond, it might not support your growth, or it might not support your goals as an individual. And that's why now they say that for this position, you are overqualified. And once now you start receiving questions on feedback on overqualification, then it means either there's something that you're doing so well, or you're experiencing so well, or you're going for jobs that are lower than your cadre. So you start now looking at jobs that you qualify for.
I think that can be quite disheartening, getting getting feedback and they're telling you that you're quite overqualified for this position. But I think, as it has been answered, it has been well answered. And Obonyi is asking if it's wrong to resign immediately after getting a confirmation letter in another job, or you ask for a leave, then resign.
Now, it's very wrong because we always say that when you want to move from organization A to B, you should not burn bridges. Now, what does your contract say about resigning? Separation from any position, you should always make sure that you should always follow your contract. And sometimes, if a recruiter is very strict with what the contract talks about, you might even face lawsuits. So make sure that if a contract talks about serving 1 month's notice, do that. If you don't serve the 1 month's notice, notify your employer that you can be able, if in case they want you to pay that 1 month's salary, you pay the company and move. And if any organization needs you immediately, they should be able as well, they should be willing for them to pay. So ile shida tunafanya wakati tunaenda interview ni kwamba when they talk about how soon are you available, they'll tell you, will say, I'm available within 1 month. My contract says I serve 1 month notice. When the recruiter insists that, interviewer insists that we need someone immediately, you change your mind at that point. The reason why you have HR people in an interview is because they want to look at the compliance. Are you a compliant employee? If we hire you, ulihepa kule kwingine, is it not the same thing that you'll do to us? So make sure that you are you'll be loyal to your contract. If it's talking about 2 weeks notice, do the 2 weeks. If the employer that wants you to join immediately really wants you, then let them pay for that notice period.
Now, since we've talked about networking groups and making sure to attend, Virginia's question is how do you get yourself into those, how do you find yourself into those spaces, and how also can she be able to find herself a mentor?
Regina, I think she can check our contacts on the screen, and then also just maybe general knowledge is that Regina, you can identify a mentor possibly through networking sessions or networking events. And for you to attend networking events is that there are those networking events where now they are specific for careers, specific careers. And then there are those networking events that are general. So if it's a general networking event, then you need to understand why you're going for that event. If you're going to network, which is your reason to network? Are you networking because of a job? Are you networking because of just social life? So once you identify why you want to network, then you can identify someone from the group, maybe a speaker in that group, or even someone that you sat next to in that event, and you've heard their insights and you feel that this is someone that can hold your hand and get you to where you want to go, that's how you can be able to identify one. Still, you can have our contacts. Talk to us tomorrow. We can be able to link you to someone that can help you get to where you want to be.
Definitely, definitely. And you did say that you were to go back on the how to know the organizational culture before you get there of a potential, employer.
Now, when talking about organization culture, because I know when we are talking about factors to consider, one of the factors was the organization culture, and the organization culture of an organization can be learned through many ways. When you want to work for Company A or JCVs, the easiest thing to do is go on LinkedIn, look at JCVs. It will show you some of the staff that have worked at JCVs. It will highlight all the staff that have worked at JCVs. Look at the period the staffs have been staying in that organization. Uh, do people live? Maybe you're looking at an intern or you're looking at an accountant in that organization. How long did accountant A stay in that organization? LinkedIn can tell you that. Social media platforms can tell you that. So you look at if this accountant stayed here for 2 months, then the second one stayed for 2 months. How sure am I that I'll go beyond 3 months? So you can identify that through social media platforms. That's why talking about LinkedIn being a useful tool. It can help you now understand that accountant at JCV's 3 accountants have been staying for 2 months. I don't think I'll make it be maybe to the fourth month. So you need to understand if you can engage them, well and good. But if you can't engage them, you can make a decision based on now what you're seeing, the data that you're seeing online, and it can help you make an informed decision that I'll not join this organization because I feel I might not grow my career or I might lose my job, and maybe I'm leaving a job that is very stable, a job that has a job that is stable. It's a good culture. Maybe the salary is good. There are several benefits. So make sure that you can use online platforms to be able to identify that.
Mm. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Dan is on the same, saying that some employers like banks hide their culture.
Now, for me, I don't know. I don't know about. For me, what I believe is that for me, when you network, you get this information. For me, I can tell you about a bank that is good. I can tell you a bank that's not good. I can tell you about not just banks. I can tell you about any organization that you ask me about because I have networked and have people from these organizations. And for you to network get to this extent, it means that you should be very intentional with networking. Sometimes networking events will need a cost. They have a cost attached to it. Maybe you pay 5,000, you pay 10,000 for you to be able to get to these events. And some of these events, there are even those that are charging 700, even 500, even 200. Go for these events and be very intentional. When you get to these events, network with these people. Try to learn their culture. I know of very many employers. I know very many organizations that have poor culture. Someone called me yesterday that she had been referred to a position in an organization, and I told her they are calling you at 8 and telling you that come for an interview at 2. That is already a sign of a bad culture. So these are things that we need to look at. Even if it's an established organization, why should an organization call you at 8 a.m. and they're telling you that we need you for an interview at 2? Because they don't have a clear plan, and that's what they'll be doing to you as a HR in that organization. That is what you're going to do to other people. So those are things that for me I can see them even before I step into an organization. So bad culture, if you have enough, if you have friends working in those banks, you network with them, you'll always understand the culture of that organization.
Definitely, definitely. I hope, Dan, that has been help. Basically, all I say is your network is your network is your net worth. I
Yeah.
hope you say that right, yes. So even when you're asked to, it's when go to the space of working, I realize on the posters, they don't really say fee when it's an event. They don't really say this is the fee. They say it's an investment. And for sure,
Yeah.
it's an investment where also kujituma, but basically doing the most. When you get to those events, mind you, you've paid for it. So you have to make the most out of it. You have to talk, you have to have targeted. There's this so and so that I saw is going to be attending this event, and I'd really like to pick their brain on one, two, three things. So also purposing that at the end of this event, I'd have talked to so and so and so and so. Because otherwise, your money would have been, you wouldn't have made good on your investment, basically. So right now, I can see, there aren't really any more questions, but
I think there's something that Peter Nerito raised up there. I
mhm,
think it's something that we can consider next year, possibly. He's talked about organizing a forum. I think this it means a physical forum where
mhm,
people can just meet and interact and share their experiences, or maybe a classification of people in. Peter, I think this one you put into consideration, be giving feedback once the year starts. We can organize such a forum, maybe for an afternoon or even a full day on a weekend. We have that session.
mhm. I hope, Peter, you've been able to take note of that. And so, guys, I don't know how are you feeling after this session. It's been a whole year of these webinars. How are you feeling? And how are you feeling specifically also about this webinar? Was it a help, or how are you feeling? And if anything, if you feel like, if you have feedback for us, even if it's the simplest thing that we should smile more, or we should, anything, you should let us know. So even us, we can also continue to improve on the kind of services we're offering to you, because this is for you, this is for us to be able to learn, for us to be able to grow together. So if anything, let us know how you feeling about these webinars that we've been having. Have they been impactful? If you've been able to join them, we'd really appreciate feedback. Who doesn't like feedback? Even you, when you apply for jobs, you want to know uh how well you did. There's that internal feedback. Okay, this question I didn't answer correctly, or this question I could have done more. This one, I think, thinking that you have the job, but how? So we here at JCVs also do really appreciate feedback. So if you have anything for us, our contacts were shared on the screen. You can definitely reach out to us. Our location has been shared. We are at Maendeleo House, sixth floor, room 617. So if anything, you're seeking our services, whatever it can be, whatever it may be, could be also seeing partnerships. You never know. Or to network. You can come join us. We're good people. Can share with you a cup of tea, and we can get talking on how best we can move forward. So, guys, since I'm saying there's not really much movement. It's 9 p.m. Maybe people are tired, and it's understandable. It's understandable. So, um, uh, I really hope to see you guys next year. Next year we'll be coming back stronger. February, we'll begin our webinars will continue from Feb. So we're really excited, and we really hope you can join us. We have great speakers lined up. We do these things we don't do last minute here at JCVs. So we really hope that you can join us also in February for everything that we do. And also, just to mention, we are also having our anniversary soon in a week, 8th Sunday, this coming week. We'll be at Argyle Grand Hotel. I don't know if you've been seeing our posts circulating. It has been really circulating. And, we talked about networking. So if you feel like, you wanna network, you've identified a meta somewhere in our post, and you really want to come join us. It is your investment. Only 5,000 Kenyan shillings. Only your investment. And we'd be really happy to have anybody come join us. We'd be really happy to have all of you. And So a big, big thank you for those who've been able to stay with us this long. I think we can now. Oh, mm, Vivian is giving some feedback. A friend shared the link with me, and this was my first meeting, and I have learned a lot. Some good insights there, and I wish I could have joined you at the beginning of the year, but it's not too late. Yes, Vivian, it's never too late. Next year, you'll still find us here.
And let me share our YouTube channel. All the recordings have been posted there.
Mm, mm.
I'll be sharing the YouTube channel. So you can go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sharing the link in a few.
Okay. So anybody who would like to, see what we've been doing as well, if you've been missed it, so Vivian as well, you can just check us out on our YouTube and see what we've been doing and see the kind of information we've been giving. So I think basically we don't, that's it from us. So anything, if you have anything, just reach out. Reach out. Network events, we will definitely hook you up here at JCVs. But now when we get you there, it's up to you to really put yourself out there. Moffat, really appreciate your feedback. Really appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. So the link has been shared for our YouTube channel. So if anything, you can click on the channel and you can see what we've been doing. So again, I really, really appreciate everybody for joining. As for our last webinar, really hope to see you next year. It's good when you see repetitive names and you're able to identify also with your participants and your guests. It's really good for us as a company and us as hosts to really interact with you guys. So thank you. I think we're gonna close the meeting there so that everybody can, take the time to do whatever.
I have shared the channel link as well. So for those that feel that they need those updates as well, they can join the channel.
Yeah. So the links have been shared. So don't shy away. The channels are really, really helpful, honestly. People have really gotten uh linked up to this, our channel, which is I might add is doing quite well. And also, these forums and that we organize at JCVs. So next year, if you keep in touch with us, you'll definitely be in the loop of anything that we're conducting. I can see Obonyo. Yes, you've raised your hand. You can just oh, that was not intentional. Okay, that's okay. So I'd like to bring the meeting to a close, and I'd also like to recognize our sponsor, Conversation with Esther, really helping us make this possible this year. Having this platform to interact with guys, really, really appreciate them. Impact Team is a team formed by members here at JCVs, really focus on mentorship. So also, if you have interests like this, reach out to us. I mean, we can provide you the platform. So thank you again. So I'd like to close us off with a prayer. So kindly join me if you will. So, Heavenly Father, we are grateful that we've been able to come to the end of the session, and we thank you for everybody who was able to join. We thank you for, the opportunity that you've given us to share from knowledge and also receive feedback from, our participants who've been able to join. And we pray that even as we've brought this session, the webinar session of 2024 to a close, that 2025 will open greater doors and there'll be big, big things to come. For it is in Jesus' name we do pray and give thanks and amen. So everyone, thank you so much. Thank you, Rhoda. Really appreciate. You are free. Elizabeth, I don't know if you're raising your voice, you can just, sorry, raising, oh, no, you're clapping. Yeah, if there's anything, thank you guys. You may leave at your at your convenience. The meeting is officially closed. Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Thanks.